Hi, I'm Peggy Farren, and I'm going to show you how to update the firmware on your Canon 7D Mark II. The first thing you want to do is to download the firmware. So go to the Canon site, which is usa.canon.com. I'll put the direct link to the firmware in the notes, but here I'm just going to do Canon 7D Mark II and do a search. So here we have the camera. I'm going to click on this, and once it opens, you just kind of look around, but it's right not too far down. You'll see where it says software and then firmware in the middle here. So click on that and then choose the correct version. So I'm Windows, so I'm going to click on the Windows version, select, and then I agree to the terms, and I'm going to download it. My downloads automatically go into my download folder. You can see them downloading right here. It does give you a little bit of instruction here. It downloads as a zip file. So as soon as it's done, once it's done, it automatically opens, but I'm going to go back to here, and you're going to see that it's a zip file. So I'm going to right click, extract all, and I'm going to leave it in the same folder and extract. Then I'm going to get, this is the firmware. This is just the instructions, okay? So here's the firmware. Now I have a clean memory card in my computer, a formatted SD card, so it's blank. So I am going to find that. Let's see. Let's go to, here it is right here, okay? So here's my blank SD card. I'm going to make this small, and all I need to do is just drag this over, and it's going to copy it to the SD card, okay? So then I'm going to safely eject, which is down on the bottom right of my computer, and then I can take the SD card out of my computer to put it into the camera, but don't put it in yet. Watch the entire video before you do anything, because you could really mess up your camera if you do this wrong. Okay, so now you want to make sure your camera's turned off. Put a fresh battery in it, fully charged battery. It has to be fully charged, or you could really mess this whole thing up, okay? So freshly charged, fully charged battery. Remember, we've got this turned off, and then I'm going to put the memory card in, and then make sure it's not in automatic, okay? I'm going to leave my dial in manual, but any of these will work except automatic, okay? So then after the card's in, then turn on the camera. Okay, so hit menu and check your firmware version. It's under the wrench, the fourth option. So use your multi-selector and your dial on top to move to there to check it. Okay, so I'm going to hit set to open this up and update camera firmware as needed. I'm going to hit set again because I'm on the camera. Current firmware version is 1.0.5. Update firmware, okay. Now we're just going to wait for a minute as this works. And I think it's working. Okay, firmware update program. Please select new firmware version. Of course, we want the new one that's on the card, so we're going to hit set. Update firmware to 1.1.2. Move this over to say yes, okay, and then hit set. Updating now. Warning, do not turn off the power switch or touch any buttons. So we're just going to wait it through. Once the firmware update is complete, just check your menu button again and check to make sure that you are on the latest version of the firmware.
Get up!